What's up, y'all? Listen, sorry about the video cutting off yesterday on Black Ink Crew, but it's my storage on my phone, so hopefully camera won't cut off too soon. But I just wanted to come in. It's Friday. I wanted to come in and just kick it with y'all real quick while I am driving to work. Actually, if you watch me, you know I drive to the train station in the morning and I get on the train and commute the rest of the way. And the reason why I felt like I wanted to talk about something real quick is because this shit irks the fuck out of me. Okay, first of all, the overall transit system in the DC area is deteriorated. Like, it's just not, it's underfunded. There's no commitment of funding. There's no, there's no main source of funding, consistent funding for Metro in the DC area, and it's bad. Paul Weederfield, the general manager of Metro, stepped in, I want to say like around 2016, I think, and so he came in and he did the whole safe track and everything, and what that meant was a lot of the main stations, Metro stations, were closed for extended periods of time for them to do track work and all of that, whatever. But the system is still fucked all the way up, and yesterday was one of the most, well, I won't say the most, but it was just challenging yesterday because I was on the train and the train had to be offloaded because it was having mechanical difficulties. And if anybody know anything about the train in the DC area, more often than the red line be packed. Like, certain stations on the red line be packed, certain stations on the green line be packed, and whatever. Okay, but anyway, so that happened yesterday morning, had to be offloaded. That got on my nerves, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But this is the thing: when you ride the train, right, you can't help, it's public transportation, so you can't help who might sit next to you or whatever, and it is what it is. But what I the fuck cannot stand is when a little fucking kid sit next to me on the train and be digging in their fucking nose. I'm just, listen, I already have an issue with seeing little kids digging in their nose, okay? They kids, you're supposed to teach them not to do that. And I think that's really my problem, because the parents, it seems like every time I see kids digging in their nose, the parents don't even be paying attention, or they see it and they don't be like, hey, don't do that. This little girl and her mother, and I guess maybe her sister, it was two little kids and the mother, got on the train yesterday evening, and the one little girl sat next to me, and then in the two seats behind me, it was her mother and the other little kid. Now, granted, the mother was sitting behind this little girl, but the little girl was, first she was sitting there, she was talking, she, whatever. And I was just minding my business, looking out the window, and I happened to look over. I looked over, and this little girl was so far up her nose. Like, first she had one finger in the nostril, and then she took and put two fingers into a nostril, and she was pulling shit out like the snot was being pulled out by the string, okay? And I was looking at her ass, I was like, I mean, I was arguing with myself whether or not I was going to say something to the little girl, because she not my child, and then I was like, maybe I should just, because I had some tissue in my purse, I was going to get a tissue out and say, here, wipe your nose. But then I didn't know how the mother would feel about that, you know, me talking to her child. Then I was like, okay, well, maybe I should just say something to the mother. But then I didn't want that shit to go left. Like, because for real, the way my emotions is set up, like, that shit disturbed the fuck out of me. And if I had said something to the mother, it was gonna come out wrong. And I was about to be like, you need to get your baby, because she up here digging in her fucking nose. You need to tell her not to do that. That shit is nasty. And the little girl, as she was pulling the boogers and the snot out, she was wiping the shit on her coat. And when she was wiping the shit on her coat, I looked down at her coat, and that shit was just crusted all along the bottom. So clearly that little girl has a issue with picking her nose. And the thing about it is, like, usually, you know what I'm saying, if you see little kids picking their nose, I guarantee you, because I guarantee you that the mother probably don't even say nothing about it. The mother, I'm pretty sure the mother done seen that little girl digging in her nose and hasn't taught her not to do that. Because the little girl was just digging. And then she dug up in there one good time she dug up in there, and she had a big ass booger on her finger. And then she started rolling it in her fingers. And then she turned around and looked at her mother and held it out. And her mother just took her hand. Her mother took her fucking bare hand and grabbed the booger off and just wiped that shit on her. Yeah, wiped that shit on her pants. Y'all, I'm sorry. It's a little kid. I know it's a little kid, but that shit irks the fuck out of me. And the way I'm super extra when it come to, like, hand washing and all that shit. I stay on my daughter, like, telling her, you know, wash your hands throughout the day. Even if, you know, raise your hand during class and ask your teacher if you could go to the bathroom just so you can wash your hands. You ain't even gotta be going to the bathroom because you gotta pee or nothing like that. Just go to the bathroom throughout the day and keep washing your hands all day long. I send hand sanitizer with her. I got these shits in my car for when I pump gas, so I can wipe my hands after that, so I could just keep my hands clean. I'm not about that motherfucking boogery ass shit. Clean hands, right? But the flu, you know, like, the flu is going around. The flu is killing people, you know. And I be like, public transportation, and you can't control it. But that shit right there, like, oh my God, I just can't. I'm conscious about touching the handrails. I have a habit of touching my face, so I'm trying to break that habit. I'm really trying to be conscious about it. I just cannot, like, and I be seeing not only little kids be picking the shit out their nose on the train, I be seeing adults do that shit. Y'all, what do you do? It's nothing you could do. But I was looking at that little girl. I was like, and the man, it was a man standing up there right in front of me, and he happened to catch me the way I was looking at the little girl, and he had this smirk on his face. But I don't know, man. I just cannot stand seeing little kids digging in their nose. And it's just nasty. That shit is just so nasty. That shit irks the fuck out of me. But anyway, on to the next thing about taking the metro. The station that I frequent, if you get off the train and you trying to exit the train station and you gotta put more money on your Smart Trip card, They motherfucking, you have to use cash. They have a cash only machine. They have 2 cash only exit fare machines when you getting off the train. So if you want to use your debit card, they motherfucking make you exit through the emergency gate, go over to the entrance fare machines, put some money on your card, come back the fuck through the emergency gate, and then exit out of the turnstile gate. It's not a turnstile, but exit, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go back the fuck in and then swipe your card and exit out. I just can't. I just really needed to get this off my chest because I'm getting ready to go get on the train right now. I'll be on the train within the next 10 or 15 minutes, and I just had to get, because otherwise I'm gonna get on the train with an attitude, okay? And that's another something that I'm working on myself. I be, you know, this is a journey, and I be in the, you know, I'm in the process. It's always gonna be a process. It's not a destination. But I be knowing when I got an attitude, and I be knowing when I'm gonna get an attitude, and I be trying to check that shit. Okay, so that's why I said I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna vent to y'all. I hope y'all don't mind, and I thank y'all so much for tuning in, for watching, for subscribing. Okay, this is an outlet for me, y'all, so thank y'all. Now, was it something else? Okay, real quick, Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. Did y'all watch it last night? I watched it. I was up until almost 2 o'clock in the morning watching shows and shit. So Ayana, I think that's her name, wants to get the breast reduction, and they decide to go with Bow Wow going titty shopping. That was some harebrained ass shit. But Amy gets in there. Amy's like, shit, ain't no titties like the one I got. Hey. She like, shit, leave your fucking titties alone. Ayana goes to the consultation later on with Neek, and she's like, maybe I didn't really think this out because they were talking about the risk factors. And that doctor, ain't that the titty doctor from the it was like some type of plastic surgery Atlanta. That was him. I'm pretty sure that was him. But y'all let me know in the comments. That was him. And what was the name of the show? What else? Neek and Reginae meet up with Toya and Tiny because they want to move in together. And of course they was both against it. Toya and Tiny was against it. But clearly Neek and Reginae, they was going to do it anyway. So you know, they just gonna have to wait that out, and hopefully it doesn't break that friendship apart. But see, when you are young like that and you want to, you know, you think that type of shit is cool because all you thinking about is the fact that y'all good friends and y'all homies and y'all can kick it and y'all ain't got y'all parents around all on your back, all down your neck about certain shit. But when that reality sets in of them bills having to be paid and fucking people being in your space and keeping your house clean and just having to deal with multiple personalities in that same space all the time, that shit turns sour real quick. And some, you know, it's not impossible, but I just feel like when you young like that, you don't have the faculties. You haven't lived enough. You haven't experienced life enough to really be able to do that shit and not have it affect your friendship like that. But anyway, so they gonna move in together. I was hoping that they wouldn't. Brandon and Miss Deb is over Brandon's ass because Brandon don't want to listen. Brandon really has an attitude problem, and you know, but he wants to start his own label, so we'll see what happens with that. Y'all saw how I just exhaled, right? Because it's just been shit just percolating in my mind, okay? And I watched Miss Honey. If you watching, shout out to Miss Honey. I got some good encouragement from her watching her video about the YouTube Partners Program, from Lady Nika. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna make the shit by February 20th, so it just is what the fuck it is. Like, okay, whatever, you know. But I'm happy with the fact that my subscriber count has gone up significantly over the last couple of weeks since they made the change to the YouTube Partners Program. February 20th is coming up very quickly, but again, that date really means nothing to me as far as producing my content, because YouTube is an outlet for me and I could just be myself. So I'm going to continue to produce content as I feel like I want to produce content. If y'all have any input on that, like videos y'all want to see, please let me know down in the comments, because it is this too is a process. There's no mastery, in my opinion. There's no mastery to the alchemy that is YouTube. You know, like Lady Nika said, like some people make one video, that shit go viral, and overnight, boom, you got 1 million subscribers. But for like the average person, you know, that's just an everyday person such as myself, I go to work every day, I'm a parent, it just doesn't happen like that. And so it just is what it is, and I appreciate the struggle. I like being a content creator down here. It gives me something to do. And otherwise, like, cause I like to say that I'm thinking out loud, but for real, it's almost like I be talking to my fucking self, because it be shit on my mind. And if I spend a lot of time by myself, so I just find myself talking, you know, just talking out loud, like about the shit that's in my mind. So I said, why not just turn the camera on and like do a vlog, or turn the camera on and talk about these shows I watch, you know? So it is what it is. So I appreciate the struggle. And Miss Honey, I appreciate the encouragement. Lady Nika, I appreciate the encouragement. Rambling Reviews, Miss K, hey girl, I hope you watching. If you are, what's going on? You also stay encouraged, and we just gonna keep keep pressing, okay? So anyway, y'all, happy Friday. I'm getting ready to pull up into this parking garage in a few minutes, so y'all have a good weekend. Go downstairs in the comments and just talk. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. Thank you again to everybody, all my new subscribers. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there. So anyway, y'all take care. I'll catch y'all in the next video.